On New Year's Day, I decided to test out the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. So did this foundation outlast my busy first day in the new year? Find out next. Happy New Year! I hope your New Year's Eve and New Year's is off to a great start. Mine is off to a pretty good one, not too many complaints here. This is a first impressions video. I think I'm going to start doing these and then give you my first impressions of a product, and then after trying a product for a while, then we'll do the gotta try and pass it by, so you can kind of come along through the journey of the whole process of me testing out the product and seeing how we like it. So if you think that's a great idea, comment down below. And Celestia Star 7, she is a subscriber and wrote down in the comments if I could test this foundation out first. And I didn't know which foundation I was going to test, because if you remember that haul, I picked up the Revlon Nearly Naked and I also picked up this one. So your requests really do mean a lot. I really appreciate the comments and the feedback that you provide and give. And you made my decision so easy, because you're like, hey, can you test it out? I'm like, sure. So thank you for commenting, putting in that request. So this is for her and for you and for you and you. Okay, so let's kind of briefly go over just first impressions of the product. I picked this up in shade 860, which is classic tan. You get 1 fluid ounce, and I believe this runs about $9 in change at Walmart. I know Ulta and like Walgreens, other retailers are selling it for $12.99. So it is kind of on the pricier end of drugstore foundation when it comes to price. I had a $1 off coupon, so I got this for like $8 and change. I have an SPF of 20. If you're sensitive to certain sunscreens, you might want to check the back, because this may not be the foundation for you. Right off the bat, what drew me to it is the pump, because you know that these beauty companies are watching these videos, and you just wonder, like, why haven't you put a pump? I know you hear us. So I was really impressed that they put a pump on the product. I haven't used the CoverGirl foundation since like forever. You know how like some people say, oh, it's been a minute. It's been like some hours since I tried any facial products from CoverGirl, because I don't know, their packaging to me needed to be updated. Their tones needed to have a lot of pink in them. I'm clearly extremely yellow, so it just really didn't appeal to me. So when I saw this one, the Outlast Stay Fabulous, and its claims, which, let's read the back of this bad boy. It says, all day flawless coverage. That's a big claim. Lasting power of a primer, coverage of a concealer, and blendability of a foundation in one shine free. Yeah, you know, I'm an oily girl. I had to get my hands on this and try it. So this video is going to take you, I guess, throughout my day of wearing this foundation. I did not wear a primer. I only set it one time. And just to kind of note, I did exfoliate the day before. I think that's very important for people to kind of tell you that, because, you know, some people have said that this kind of clinged onto their dry skin or dead skin, and it's like, well, she didn't have that problem. Well, I exfoliated. So I did exfoliate the night before, and I do have oily skin, very oily skin. So that's something just to kind of keep in mind. Also, I believe this foundation comes in 14 shades. If you're not able to find your shade, if you're of a deeper skin tone, they make a similar product in the CoverGirl Queen collection. And if you're not able to find that in store, let's try that again. Check drugstore.com to see if they have your shade. So let's get into it. Let's check out the demo and then find out my final thoughts at the end. Okay, so I have nothing on my face right now except for my Olay Regenerist Regenerating Serum. I also have on my moisturizer, which is the Olay Complete Daily Defense All Day Moisturizer with Sunscreen SPF 30. And I have my eye cream on, which is the Dior Hydra Action Visible Defense. And it has SPF of 20. There's that. and a little bit of my brow pencil, the Maybelline Define a Brow in medium brown. So that's the only thing on my face. And I think it's important before I do this demo that I tell you that, one, I did exfoliate last night, so my skin is freshly exfoliated. I have oily skin, and I'm not going to use a primer because one of the things that this foundation says on the back is lasting power of a primer. So I'm very curious to try this foundation without a primer. On this primer, I wasn't able to find anything on the CoverGirl website, but at Ulta it says it's best to use this product with a sponge or with your fingertips. So for this application, I will be using my fingers. I wanted to use something that everyone has, so I'm assuming everyone has fingers, and would be able to apply the product with, just so you could see how the product applies and that you wouldn't have to buy anything special. So I wanted to use something that I figure most people would have. The company recommends that you use a sponge or your fingertips. I'm going to use my fingertips, and I think that's important to kind of follow the instructions of the company so you get the best results. 860, this is Classic Tan. So, shake it up a little. I'm going to pump a little bit on the back of my hand. Unlock it. Okay, so I'm going to start with about that much of the product. And as you can see, I have some uneven skin tone, a little darkness under the eyes, old acne scars across the forehead, and on the side, hopefully you can see all those pesky guys. I wouldn't say I need full coverage. I personally prefer medium coverage, and then there's times where I'm like, I just want to be all glammed out and go full coverage. So here's the amount. I'm gonna take it. It said to dot it on the face. So far, looking at the color, I think I did good on the color. So I'm just going to blend this out. Feels good, kind of feels like a silicone primer. And I'm looking down because I have my mirror down below. Something else for this demo that I think is important to note is I'm not going to be using a concealer because it says it gives you coverage like a concealer. So I want to test all of that. And I'm just going to do half my face so we can kind of look and see how it's coming along. But so far, I like it. It feels good. I think it's blending nicely. I think I got the right color. Okay, so I used all that pump on the back of my hand. This is the half that's done. This is the half that isn't. So let's go ahead and do this side. Let me get up close just so you can really see. This half is done. This half is not. Okay. Do another pump. Got about that much. And I'm going to just dot it. I'm dotting it underneath the eye because I'd like to conceal some of the discoloration that I have there. Just taking my finger, blending it out. But yeah, it feels good. Don't forget to take it down the jawline so we don't have that funny line of demarcation. Okay, so this is both sides completely done. I used about a pump for each side. I want a little bit more coverage So I'm just going to go back in with one more pump. About that much. And just kind of spot the areas like under my eyes. I like a little bit more coverage. Or I just want a little bit more. All done. It seems like it has dried, like it doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It does recommend that you set this. So since I don't have a CoverGirl powder, I will set this with my Makeup Forever HD powder. But yeah, I really like it. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin at all. I think it's a good color match and it blends really nice and easy. So far so good. Get up close so you can see. Yeah, I am pleased with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, take out these rollers, and I will come back with the final look. Back with my full face of makeup on. And I'm happy to say that everything except for my setting powder, which I use the Makeup Forever High Definition powder, is drugstore. So my eyeshadow is drugstore, my liner, my mascara, my cheeks, my lips, the foundation of course is all drugstore. So this is how it looks so far. And I think it looks pretty good. So far so good. Look in this mirror, yeah. I'm happy with the way the look turned out. I think my foundation looks really great. Let's see, it is 12:42 right now, and I am about to go out and meet a girlfriend for some light shopping and just to kind of hang out. So I will be back in a couple of hours just to kind of check in. Something else I want to note, I did not put any of no bronzer is on my face and no luminizer. I didn't want anything to deflect from the foundation. You know, bronzers can make things a little bit darker, so I didn't contour, I didn't put on any bronzer, I didn't want to put on any luminizer. I just wanted the foundation to be able to do its thing. So the only thing on top of this foundation is that high definition powder from Makeup Forever and the blush on my cheeks. So no bronzer, no luminizer, just foundation and setting powder. So let me get up close so you can see. Eyes, drugstore, lips, drugstore. And yeah, it feels good. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. I think it looks great. So I'm really excited to see how this is gonna hold up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. It is 12:42. I will see you in a couple of hours. What time is it? It is 4:35. So I've had this on for 3-4 hours, and I'll take off my glasses. Liner's smudging, but this is how it looks so far. I haven't touched up, and I really have tried not to touch my face. I can see some shine around the nose. Otherwise, I think it's held up. It kind of looks like it oxidized maybe a little bit. So, yeah, quick little update. I've gone out, did some shopping, and this is how it looks so far. So, 4:35. I will check back in a little bit. Another check-in. Let's see. It is 7:03. And this is how the product is wearing. I'll take off my glasses, kind of look in the mirror. I can definitely see a lot of shine on my forehead, but it's still, I can still see that the foundation is on, but I definitely have some shine on my forehead, on my nose area. Cheeks look okay. And I still think the color kind of oxidized a little bit. You know, sometimes if you're oily, when your oils come out, it can really kind of turn the color of a product. So when I first put it on, I think it was a good match. But as I've worn it, I think that it's gotten a little darker. I know you can't see that on camera because the lights are probably washing out my complexion a little bit. But in person, it looks like I put on a bronzer, and I purposely did not put on a bronzer because I wanted to see what this product was going to do color-wise without a bronzer. So I did what the instructions said on Ulta because currently there is nothing on the CoverGirl website. So all I did was set it once with my HD powder from Makeup Forever, and that was it. So this is how it looks. Hopefully you can see that there's a bit of shine on my nose, definitely a shine across my forehead, which is normal for me. Cheeks look pretty good. Again, I did not use a primer with this because it says it has like the lasting ability of a primer, so I really wanted to test that. And I have no concealer on at all. I used it, you know, underneath my eyes to conceal, and I can see, hopefully you can too, this blemish, this old acne scar is really coming through because my oils have kind of, I guess, eaten up the makeup. So I can see this blemish spot here, this old acne scar here. But I mean, I can still see that the foundation is on my face and giving me some coverage. I am oily. These are the areas, the nose and the forehead especially, where I would get the oiliest. And so far, I would say not too bad, especially because I'm oily and this is without a primer. And I've had this product on since about like 12:45-ish today, and it's 7 o'clock. So just wanted to check back in. I will check back in at the end of the night before I remove my makeup, just to kind of go over final thoughts, and we'll just keep seeing how it goes. So it is 10:06 and it's the end of the day, and this is how my foundation looks. Let me take off my glasses. I feel like it held up pretty well. My forehead, like in the center, is pretty much gone, but I have really, really oily skin, so that's not really a surprise. But on my cheeks, I have like a little bit of a shine, but I can still tell that the foundation is there. Overall, I think that this is a pretty good foundation. Again, I did not use a primer with it, and to be honest, it was really hard not to blot or powder or do anything, use my Mally Poreless Perfector, but I really wanted to test to see how this was going to work, and I felt like if I was doing that, I was cheating. And so right now my face feels so oily, I really cannot wait to wash it. Again, I was using the Classic Tan number 860. It looks just like this, and I do like it. But if you're an oily skin person who wears makeup, you know the ultimate test of a foundation comes in when? Summertime. Like Will Smith said, summer, summer, summertime. You know that that's the ultimate test. If you are oily, I'm very oily, you're still going to need a primer, but I do think that it did last pretty well considering no primer. Hopefully you can see. No primer, but I can definitely see where my oils have really kind of come out. So I definitely think that this is worth checking out. I personally prefer medium coverage. I guess the older I get, I'm moving away from more heavy coverage. Every now and then I like heavy coverage. And I think that this is buildable and will give you medium to full if you build it up. So let me do a squirt right here. So here's this little squirt, and let's blend it out. Look at that. So pretty good coverage. I do think it oxidized a little bit on my skin. I'm debating whether I need to get one shade down because I know this lighting is really bad and I apologize, but typically this is how my skin would look if I put a bronzer on. So if I do decide to keep the shade, I wouldn't put a bronzer on top of it. But then again, since I didn't put on a primer might help block the oils and stuff. So maybe I just need to use a primer. I'm gonna say whether this is a gotta try or pass it by, because when I do those, I really like to put a product to the test. before I say like, hey, I loved it, hey, I hated it. But right now, I can honestly say that we're definitely moving towards the gotta try side of things. I mean, this is how it looks like without a primer. I think a primer is only gonna enhance things, and I haven't touched up. I only used this Makeup Forever HD powder once. The only thing I touched up before I came back on camera is my lips, and we're not testing that, so I don't feel like that was detrimental to what we were trying to do here with the foundation. So overall, I do like it. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. I've watched other reviews, and people that have dry skin are saying it's kind of clinging to their dry patches. Again, I did exfoliate and I have oily skin, so I'm not seeing any clinginess to any patches or anything like that on my skin at all. I think if you have normal skin, whether you use a primer or not, you're definitely gonna, I guess, get more wear out of this foundation. But if you are oily, you definitely want to use a primer, even though it says it has the lasting power of a primer. What else? Yeah, I would probably still use a concealer. You don't have to. I don't feel like I look too horrible or scary. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. It's been a long time since I've tried a CoverGirl foundation. Pretty impressed with this. This was 1 fluid ounce. I believe it cost like $9 at Walmart, and then had a $1 off coupon. Procter & Gamble, I believe that's the company that owns CoverGirl. They're really great about giving you these coupons, and then if you catch it on a buy one get one, you can get this and maybe, you know, a mascara or something, and you can really save money there. But overall, yeah, CoverGirl, I'm fairly impressed on how you held up. Again, super oily skin, no primer. I did not touch up all day, and these are the results. So not too bad. I will continue to use this, and then I will do an official gotta try or pass it by. But this is kind of just like on first impressions. Also, something I want to say, I'm loving the pump, because Revlon, I know you hear us asking for a pump, and I like when companies do that, because that lets you know, like, hey, we hear you, we're listening, we're gonna give it to you. So that is what I have to say about the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. Again, had an SPF of 20. I don't think it made me look ashy. This was shade 860, Classic Tan. From what I know of, this product has 14 shades. And also, something I want to note, if you are a person of a deeper skin tone and you're not able to find your shade in the CoverGirl shade selection, they do have a product. It's under the Queen collection, looks pretty much just like this, and those have the deeper skin tones. So if you're not able to find your shade in the CoverGirl, look for the CoverGirl Queen. I know you can find that at drugstore.com, and I believe it's the same price. So that's just something to kind of look out for. But $9, 1 fluid ounce, and you can get up to full coverage if you build it. Not too bad, CoverGirl. I think you're on the come up, especially when it comes to foundations. I didn't find that this was too pink for my skin, so overall, very impressed. We are slowly working our way towards a gotta try pass it by, at least for winter. But in summer, it might be time to kind of like double check this and see how it lasts. But it should last fairly well with a primer, because if this is without a primer, not too shabby. And informative and fun. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget, check out the blog, willworkforproduct.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at Rocky_loves_MKP. So follow me. I don't tweet all the, well, like crazy stuff. Like I get it, Raquel, you just went to the bathroom. You just, you know, I tweet fun stuff, especially when I'm finding the baby lips and stuff like that, and tweet pictures and stuff like that. So I won't like blow you up on Twitter or anything if you follow me, but if I see like a sale or a deal alert, I definitely like to tweet those out to help you, because who doesn't like a good deal? So thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to Celestial Star 7 who requested this video. I did not know which of the foundations between the Revlon Nearly Naked or the CoverGirl foundation I was going to review. She asked me to review this one, so you made my job so much easier. So thank you, Celestial Star 7, for making your request. Again, hope you found it helpful. Next up, we'll have to review the Nearly Naked. When I review these foundations, just to kind of let you know, I like it for it to be like an active day for me. Like, I don't want to just be, I guess, sitting at home. So it'll be like me going out. Like today, I went out, I went shopping, I had a horrible experience at Ulta. Might have to do a rant video, but it won't be me just sitting, I guess, at home kind of chilling. It's going to be me out because I really want to test the foundation, I guess, out in the elements. So that's something else to kind of take into consideration. Had a full day, went out shopping, came home, ate dinner for the fam. I was in the car, it was cold, I had a heater on, and this is how the foundation held up. So you don't have to wonder, like, well, did you just sit and kick it at the house? No, I was out doing my thing. So again, I hope you found this video helpful. I will see you in the next video, and the Will Work For, I guess, awards are coming up soon. I am working on gathering that up, so you'll see that sometime in January. Happy New Year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.